legacy, it's Deere. Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Made right here in Iowa since 1895. Extreme, powered by Mediacom. It's the internet dreams are made of. Mid-American Energy. Mid-American Energy is proud to deliver affordable, reliable energy to you all season long. By your local Ford dealers. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Midwest One Bank is the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye men's basketball. Visit MidwestOne.bank for empowered money management. Member FDIC. Also brought to you by Shelter Insurance. The ball is in your court. Visit shelterinsurance.com to find an agent who can help you with your auto, home, and life insurance needs. University of Iowa Healthcare. Changing medicine, changing lives. And by U.S. Cellular, the official wireless partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Here's the voice of the Hawkeyes, Gary Dolphin.
Good evening, everybody. It's Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Ben McCullum, live from the Hyatt Regency in the Iowa River Landing. And say hi to everybody on a chilly Monday night, but it is basketball season. It is December. It is the holidays. So what's another 3 or 4 inches on top of the 14 we got last week, right? We've got a big victory to celebrate, though, this past Saturday over the Maryland Terrapins. And Coach McCollum will be along to analyze that. And our guest player tonight is Bennett Stirtz, the All-American guard. Bennett will join us here shortly as we look ahead to Iowa State Thursday at Hilton Coliseum in Ames. Of course, it's Cy-Hawk Week, courtesy of our friends at Iowa Corn and the Iowa Corn Producers Association. We'll have a word with Iowa Corn a little bit later on in the show. But for now, welcome into the Watermill Bar and Restaurant, the Watermill Bar and Grill here at the Hyatt. I'm Gary Dolphin, as always, joined by my broadcasting colleague, Bobby Hansen. Bobby, a solid start to finish for Iowa Saturday in that victory over the Terrapins to even their early Big Ten slate at a victory and a defeat. What was pleasant was the Hawks had 4 in double figures, led by Bennett Stirtz, 25 points. It was his, fourth 20-point game of the season. He hit 10 of 17 shots, couple of assists, 2 steals, but again, no turnovers. This guy is a medicine man with the ball in his hands. He's always a block ahead of everybody else. Iowa led for 37 and a half minutes of the game, and who else and what impressed you about that bounce-back win, especially coming off a tough loss at Michigan State, a tough place to open the Big Ten?
Yeah, absolutely it was, Gary. But as you mentioned, great bounce-back game by the Hawkeyes, and they made adjustments. Coach McCollum talked about a post-game that went back to the film and showed guys some stuff and worked on, blocking out, getting the basketball off the board, rebounding, but also on the offensive end, going into your actions is what he talked about. Not just the one action, but coming back for the rescreen or the rescreen again. So they really look good. And Bennett Stirtz, obviously 10 out of 17 from the floor. When his three-point shot is on, Gary, he's almost unguardable. I mean, I hate to say this, but it's almost like Caitlin Clark a little bit. I mean, he's just going to step back.
Good comparison.
He'll going to step back and fire a long one from the logo, and then he'll take it to the basket. A willing passer, the no turnovers you mentioned, just a great game for Bennett, and he's an Iron Man. He just does whatever it takes. I love watching him play. I love how smooth he is, and he's in command of the entire team out there.
I think it was an 8 or 9 point lead midway through the first half. He goes on a 9-0 run by himself. Hit a couple threes, a 2, a free throw on an and 1. And the Hawks, with his leadership, they had 19 assists on 34 made baskets, and 6 Hawkeyes had at least 2 assists. Now that is moving and sharing the basketball, and that is Bennett Stirtz to a T. The Hawks had a 12-0 and then a 19-4 run over about a 4.5-minute stretch in that first half that put them up by 17. Iowa led by 14 at the half, and they never looked back in winning over Maryland 83-64. So now the 8-1 Hawkeyes head to Iowa State Thursday for a 7 o'clock collision with Iowa State at Hilton Coliseum. A setting not unlike the Breslin Center or Mackey Arena, where the Cyclones mugged top-ranked Purdue 81-58 Saturday. Now, it's not a shock that the Cyclones won the game, Bobby, but the margin of victory was a real head shaker. And then you look at the numbers. Iowa State outscored the Boilermakers 46-27 in the second half. Shot 54% for the game with 11 threes. 4 double-figure scores led by Momcilovic, 20 points. Killian Toure, the flashy freshman, added 13. Center Blake Buchanan, 12 points, 9 rebounds. Taman Lipsey is back in the lineup. He's back from injury. What a solid floor game he had. 9 points, 8 assists. There are very few weaknesses in T.J. Otzelberger's team.
No, absolutely, yeah. And I watched the first half of that game and thought, okay, this is going to be a good game. Hopped in the car and drove to Carver Hawkeye Arena, listening to it on the radio, and all of a sudden they got away for Purdue, and Iowa State just put it on them, a beat down over in Mackey Arena. And you and I and Corey all know that. That's not normal over there. You got to be pretty good to go into Mackey and win by what? I don't know, I can't do the math. 23 points, 81-58 there that they did, and shot 54% for the game, 60% in the second half. Made their three-pointers, almost 50% from the floor, three-point shooting for the game, 11 of 23. So they're the entire package, Gary. And this is a team that right up there with Michigan and Arizona and Duke is one of the top 4 teams in the country right now.
No question. And we've done 100 games at Mackey Arena. There's no louder venue or tighter, tougher place to play, I think, than Mackey. Breslin Center would rival it. Hilton Coliseum would rival it. So to go in there and just dismantle the number 1 ranked team, and I don't put any stock in rankings this time of year, football or basketball, this early in the season, but Purdue's legit. I mean, they are absolutely. They got the preseason player of the year in Braden Smith. He was his shooting numbers were way off. I don't have a box score in front of me. I was looking at that today. So yeah, Iowa State's defense is nearly as good as its offense. So the Hawks, they've got a great task in front of them. I love matchups like this. I love the challenge. I love the demand. And I love our head coach, who will be here a little bit later to talk about it. So it'll be an interesting breakdown.
Oh, he'll have a plan, no doubt about it. And you're going to see defense on defense is what you're going to see from both of these teams. So whoever can hit some shots from the outside, looking at that Purdue, Braden Smith wasn't bad from the floor, 5 of 9, but he turned it over, Gary, 6 times. And I don't see that very often with Braden Smith. So Taman Lipsey, to your point, the senior point guard that's healthy now, I think, for the most part. Yeah, he's the drive shaft of that team. And this new kid, Blake Buchanan, when I watch replays of that game, at 6'10", junior, transferred from Virginia. He's a muscle man in there, and he's a space eater, takes up, he's going after boards inside. He had 9 rebounds against Purdue, and he's throwing his weight around. So, yeah, it should be a great game over there in Ames on Thursday evening. I know the women play, Wednesday night over there to kind of get things going, and going to be a great Iowa Corn Cy-Hawk week.
And we'll talk with Iowa Corn when we come back. There's a number of ways you can reach us on Hawk Talk with Ben McCullum here tonight. On Twitter, at Gary Dolphin, on Facebook at facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks. You can reach us on the U.S. Cellular text line. That number is 319-853-8344. 319-853-8344. Or email us your question or comment to hawktalk@HawkeyeRadioNetwork.com. Want to thank our friends at MediaCom who are here tonight. The official Iowa Hawkeye YouTube page is also live. But thanks to Jeff India and Michael from MediaCom Channel 22 on 822. So we're live and in color from the Hyatt Regency, where you should make plans to be here this holiday. Gather the family for the event of the year at the Hyatt Regency Coralville Breakfast with Santa. Breakfast with Santa, Saturday, December 13th. That's this Saturday. It's a morning full of holiday cheer with an expansive breakfast buffet, crafts, a keepsake ornament, and photo ops with Santa and Mrs. Claus. You can even have your photo taken with Matt and Matt, who run the show here at the Hyatt. They're very photogenic. And you can crop them out later if you want, but make them feel good. Tickets can be purchased through Eventbrite. That's Eventbrite, or visit watermillkitchen.com. We appreciate the Hyatt Regency not only hosting the Ben McCullum Show, but also the Jan Jensen Show, which precedes us each and every, mostly Monday nights. There'll be a few off nights where the Hawks, either men or women, are traveling around the country to play their next Big Ten game, but that's okay. We'll make it up for you later in the week, all right? So we're coming back to the Hyatt in just a minute on Hawk Talk with Coach McCullum from Learfield.
Despite the unshakable Iowa Corn Cy-Hawk rivalry, there is one thing Iowa State and University of Iowa fans can both agree on. Getting hyped for Unleaded 88. It's cleaner burning and better for your engine, and it's cheaper than other fuel options, making Unleaded 88 the clear fuel choice. If Iowa Corn Cy-Hawk rivals can agree on it, you know it's worth the hype. So pump it up with Unleaded 88, grown by Iowa corn farmers.
At Mid-American Energy, our 1.6 million customers depend on our energy 24/7. That's why we work 24/7 to deliver the safe, reliable energy you need. To keep our 99.9% reliability record, we're enhancing our technology, improving resiliency, and investing in critical infrastructure. We're generating power from all available resources to cover any increases in demand. And we're innovating to ensure you always have the energy you need. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
RE/MAX is the official real estate partner of Iowa Athletics, and we understand there's a number for everything: square footage, down payment, interest rates. But how do you measure the trust you have in your agent? For a RE/MAX agent, it's not about numbers on a contract. It's being a trusted RE/MAX agent. That means you'll get honest advice, expert guidance, and someone who's committed to your success. Because while numbers count, trust is what truly matters. RE/MAX, the official real estate partner of Iowa Athletics. Each office independently owned and operated.
You asked for all the extreme internet performance at an all-in price, and we listened. Get 1 gig internet with a 2-year price lock and everything included. Unlimited data for non-stop streaming, powerful Wi-Fi for enhanced coverage, built-in online threat protection, and internet equipment. All for just $65 a month for 2 years. It's the extreme 1 gig internet deal you asked for. Call 8444-FASTER or visit extreme.com for details. Offer available to new customers only. Price doesn't include one-time charges, tax, and government fees.
Hawk fans, stop in and visit the newly renovated guest rooms at Hyatt Regency Coralville Hotel and Conference Center, located in the heart of Iowa River Landing. Stay within walking distance of Xtreme Arena, home of the Iowa Hawkeye volleyball team, as well as great restaurants, shopping, and scenic walking trails along the Iowa River. Hyatt Regency Coralville is also the home of Hawk Talk with Jan Jensen and Ben McCullum. Come together at Hyatt Regency Coralville, where everything you need is right here.
There's no better time to cheer on Coach McCollum and the Iowa men's basketball team. With the non-conference schedule wrapping up and Big Ten play approaching, we need you to join the excitement happening at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Get your family and friends together for a game, but don't delay because a limited number of home games are happening this month. Find the men's basketball schedule and claim your seats at HawkeyeSports.com. On Iowa, and go Hawks! Welcome back to Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Ben McCullum. Ben will be here shortly. Coming up in about 5 or 10 minutes, we'll hear from Bennett Stirtz, our first player guest of the new year of Hawk Talk, here from the Hyatt Regency, live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar. This is Cy-Hawk Week, or the resumption of the Iowa State Cy-Hawk Trophy and Honors Battle. And this week it's all about basketball. The Hawkeye women play at Iowa State on Wednesday, and then the Hawks visit Hilton Coliseum to take on the Otzelberger-led Cyclones on Thursday night. By the way, that's a 7 o'clock tip. We'll be on the air at 6 o'clock with our pregame coverage here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Always excited to go to Ames and meet the Cyclones in their backyard, as I'm sure they are about coming to Carver every other year. But it's all about Iowa corn right now. I want to welcome Jason Orr to the microphone. Jason is an Iowa Corn Promotion Board of Director, and he represents District 3, which is up Blackhawk, Buchanan County, Delaware County area. Jason is a fifth-generation farmer from Buchanan County, raising waxy corn, grass, hay, and 50 head of stock cows. He farms along with his dad and son. On their farm for the past 5 years, they've used cover crops on every acre and strip till. It's good that more and more farmers are getting back to that type of farming, cover crops and strip tilling. Jason, it is so vital and valuable for our soil.
Absolutely. It helps us with wind and water erosion. We've cut our fertilizer usage by about 30%. We've cut our fuel usage by probably 50 to 60% because we're not covering the ground as much, and our yields are actually going up. So we're more efficient and more productive as well.
Yeah, so you're taking more acres out of tilling every year, but if the production and the yield is going up, it's a good trade.
Absolutely.
Now, I know somebody out here is going, waxy corn, and I've heard of it. Coming from a small town in Iowa, I know what waxy corn is. Explain what waxy corn is.
It's used for the starch. A lot of adhesives are use the starch for it. COVID actually was very good for the waxy corn market. Amazon boxes are glued together with a glue made with waxy corn starch, the Amazon tape, latex paint, all sorts of different things like that. There's a few foodstuffs that go into with waxy corn starch, but for the most part, it's for industrial paper use.
And Craig Floss is smiling right now because I bring this up every time we do this bid. Another example of over 4,000 products derived from corn.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's because now, does that include ethanol? Unleaded 88?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Grassy hay. Now, somebody in the listening audience might go, oh, wait a minute, we're talking about Iowa corn. Why is it grass-fed cattle? Well, you can do both.
You can do both, but I like to say corn is a grass. So
really, that's interesting. I've never heard that one.
Corn-fed beef.
Yeah.
Grass-fed beef. That's my opinion, but I also raise a lot of corn. So
you do. How many acres of corn do you raise?
A little over 4,000.
Ooh, yeah, that's a lot. So no wonder Dad and son and the rest of the family are involved.
It takes an army.
24/7, right?
Yep.
So where is your farm?
Rowley actually is the name of the town.
South of Independence. Right?
Yeah, about 7 miles south of Independence.
Okay, and District 3 for the Iowa Corn Promotion Board is Blackhawk, Buchanan, Delaware. How far east?
Dubuque, and then north to the state line.
Oh, already to the Minnesota border.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
It's all in northeast Iowa.
It's a big area. Well, what's new at Iowa Corn?
One of the things that we're working on right now is ethanol production. Iowa is number one in corn production, which therefore we're number one in ethanol production. And we're getting more efficient with how many gallons of ethanol that we're getting out of a bushel of corn. Therefore, we're producing a lot of corn. We're producing a lot of ethanol. Japan, I just got back from a mission trip to Japan. They're looking into an E10 and an E20 initiative by 2040. India's a big industrial ethanol market. They're starting to figure out ways to use ethanol as a cooking fuel. So we're looking to expand our ethanol market, and obviously nationwide E15 is a huge deal to Iowa's farmers.
I know the president and his administration are big on opening up international markets or keeping the markets that are open. I know Brazil's now a big corn production country, South America, corn production continent. How do we get those corn prices up? What's new? What's ahead? What's straight ahead in corn production?
Well, the biggest thing is, like I said, we need nationwide E15. We need these international markets, and we're continuing to develop new uses for corn every day.
Iowa Corn and the Hawkeye Radio Network really appreciate the partnership we have, and where Iowa and Iowa State are involved makes this Cy-Hawk series so special, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Not having any professional sports in the state, it's a big thing to Iowa and everybody in it. And at the end of the day, it doesn't necessarily matter who wins because Iowa wins with it all.
Now, we talked about waxy corn. What are your favorite, maybe interesting products that are derived from corn that don't end up on your table?
Toothpaste.
That's right.
Toothpaste uses cornstarch. I talked earlier about spandex. Lululemon is now using corn-based oil that goes into their spandex. There's all sorts of different things. Like, I bet there's a lot of people here that didn't know that glue is made from waxy cornstarch.
I did not know that till you mentioned it.
So.
I knew what waxy corn was, but I didn't know it was that kind of a product. Now, I would not look good in spandex.
Me either.
But I'm gonna ask everybody to run out to Lululemon tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And buy some spandex.
Absolutely.
Because it helps Iowa corn. Do you have a favorite dog in the race on Wednesday or Thursday?
I do, but I probably better not say it right here.
Once again, we're dealing with an ag university as an opponent. I get it. I understand. But we can all get along.
Absolutely.
All right. Hey, thanks for coming by. Jason Orr, Iowa Corn Promotion Board Director, District 3. Great to see you, Jason.
You bet. Thank you.
Go Hawks, go Cyclones, right?
Absolutely.
All right. We're coming back to the Hyatt Regency with more Hawk Talk with not only Iowa basketball player Bennett Stirtz, but Ben McCullum will join us here shortly here on Hawk Talk, presented by the Hyatt Regency, live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar. Back in a minute.
Dives for lunch.
The Juicy Lucy. Essentially, it's a burger, but with cheese on the inside.
James Beard Award winners for dinner.
French technique, but Midwestern ingredients.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
If you love great Hawkeye stories, don't miss the Fight for Iowa podcast with Gary Dolphin. Each week, Dolph brings you in-depth conversations with the athletes, coaches, and community members who define the Hawkeye spirit. From big moments to personal journeys, it's the stories that make Iowa special. Catch new episodes every week. Search Fight for Iowa wherever you get your podcasts.
The year-end clearance sale is going on now at your local Honda dealer. Honda cars, SUVs, and trucks are on clearance during Happy Honda Days. Save thousands on the new Honda today with 0.99% financing. 2025 Accords, Pilots, and Ridgelines are on clearance. Plus, see big savings on the full Honda line, like financing as low as 0.99% APR on the new 2025 Ridgeline. Don't miss Happy Honda Days. Search your local Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details. Financing on credit approval offer ends 1/5/26.
Iowa fans, with US Mode from US Cellular, you can keep your eye on the game, not on your screen. Whether you're inside the stadium, tailgating in the lots, or listening to the game at home, US Cellular wants you to focus on genuine connections with your family, friends, and fellow Hawkeye fans. That means at game time, you should do less growling and more cheering. So eliminate distractions and build connections by setting your phone to US Mode, because game day is for cheering on the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! US Cellular, built for us.
Tournament Club of Iowa, designed by golf legend Arnold Palmer. TCI is his only signature course in the state. TCI is a public course offering a challenging yet enticing experience for golfers of all levels and is managed by Kaler Golf. Cap off your round with breathtaking views and a delicious meal at the TCI Bar and Grill. Looking for a unique setting for your wedding party or outing? Look no further than the newly renovated clubhouse at TCI. Visit tcofiowa.com to book your tee time today.
Hawkeye fans, gear up for game day with Big Grove. As an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes, they bring you the ultimate game-watching experience. Sip on fan favorites like Easy Eddie, Citrus Surfer, and Neighborhood Beer while cheering on the Hawks. Can't make it to the stadium? No worries. Join them at any of their 4 Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, and Solon. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks!
In Minnesota, we don't hide from winter. We embrace it. When there's a nip in the air, we take on the trails. For every layer you wear, there's a new experience waiting for you.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Welcome back. This is Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Ben McCullum. Ben will be joining us shortly, but in the interim for the next few minutes, I'm Gary Dolphin along with Bobby Hansen. We've got All-American guard Bennett Stirtz now sitting between the two of us. How about a hand for Ben? Do you go by both, Ben and Bennett?
Yeah. Yep.
Which do you prefer, if you have one?
Bennett.
Oh, good.
I go by B-Nut, too. That's what the players call me.
B-Nut?
B-Nut. It's a little weird.
So you got a sense of humor there.
Yep, that's right.
That's good. I mean, if you can't laugh, either at yourself or at the world, you've got no chance. But we're smiling over the start to your Iowa career here. It's been a phenomenal run for you. A few games into the season, I'd say, put it plainly, elementary. You look so comfortable, no matter what uniform you're wearing. But I think that's who you are. You're comfortable in your skin, especially when you're on the basketball floor.
Yeah, I've just always grown up that way. My dad was my high school coach, so I've always grew up around the game. And, I've just watched a lot of basketball and just been super comfortable out in the game. I don't show a lot of emotion out there. Sometimes I'm stressed. But, it's always great being out there and not leaving the floor.
Ben, how's the transition been for you? Pretty easy, right?
Yeah, there's ups and downs though. Practices have been good, and we've learned a lot. We're kind of in the grind of this season now, so just taking it each day by day. And I got a tough one Thursday, so just getting ready for that this week.
How about the bounce back though? After Michigan State, you guys didn't feel good about it. You go back into the meeting rooms and figure it out, and had a really good game Saturday.
Yeah, I thought we stuck together after that tough loss on Tuesday, and I think that's what it's about in the Big Ten now. And I'm starting to learn that there's going to be ups and downs to the season, and it's what you're going to do on those tough losses, that you just got to stick together as a team and just bounce back from that.
Bennett, what did you learn from the Michigan State trip? The environment. I mean, Mackey will be that way. Hilton Coliseum will be that way on Thursday night. What did you learn from the trip to Breslin, score aside, that you can build on and hopefully helps you on Thursday?
Yeah, you really got to trust your work ethic and just prepare the right way the week before practice, or before the week of practice before the game. And you're not going to be able to think there. It was super loud in Breslin, so I think that'll get us ready for Thursday. So that's one positive to look from the game. And yeah, we were a little shook on Tuesday, and I think the crowd noise had a part of that. And just having that game under our belt, I think, really helps us for Thursday's game.
You had just a spectacular line again against Maryland. Obviously, you were well prepared, but the Hawks, as a team, had 19 assists on 34 made baskets. 6 Hawks had at least 2 assists, including yourself. But you're the drinkster in the middle of all that. Not only were you comfortable, the whole team was. You had a 12-0 run, a 17-2 run, a 19-4 run, up 14 at the half, and you never say, okay, it's over at halftime. But you guys kept your foot on the gas pedal. You led for 38 of the 40 minutes. That had to please you.
Yeah, it really pleased me, and I think that's what's so special about our team is everyone's so unselfish. It doesn't matter who scores the points. We just want to win the game, and that really helps our chemistry. And yeah, I just thought it was a great game plan from our coaching staff, and it really got us going and bouncing back.
Better talk about the coaching staff, because they've been intact. They've been together for the most part. I mean, with you at Drake and then some of the guys at Northwest Missouri State. Just talk about those guys and their influence on you.
Oh, man, they're great. They're all great, and they're all good people, and they really care about you off the basketball court. And I keep saying that, but off the basketball court, they really care about you, and then that just makes you trust them on the court. And then just they work so hard. The game plans, the scouts, they just get you ready for the game. You really have no excuse when you're stepping out there on the court, because you know what the other team's going to do. And that's just a testament to them and how hard they work and how hard they watch film.
Down in Palm Springs, you guys were champions. You were most valuable player there of the Acrisure Classic down there. Talk about the 2 different games. Mississippi, where Coach McCollum talked about they were switching everything, so you guys were finding the matchup. You have a big game, and then a quick turnaround. You had to come back and play Grand Canyon. You talk about that trip a little bit.
That was an awesome trip. It was super warm down there, but I don't mind the cold weather. I like the cold weather up here, so... but it was a great trip, and it was 2 polar opposite teams. Like you said, Ole Miss was switching, and they really let us ISO a lot and spread out the floor, and then Grand Canyon was kind of in the gap. So, again, testament to our coaches, and they got us ready for a great game plan on Grand Canyon. And then, yeah, I think all of our bodies felt good playing back-to-back. It'll get us ready for the conference tournament. Yeah, it was a great trip overall, and just super fun memories with the team.
You grew up in Liberty, Missouri, and this is Iowa Corn Week. It's a big week with the Cy-Hawk series, as you know, with Iowa State. Even when you were at Drake, you probably could figure that one out, right? You did not grow up on a farm, you tell me, but your dad did, and your grandparents' farm was in Abilene, or near Abilene, Kansas, the home of President Eisenhower. What kind of farm was it? You remember?
Yeah, it was when my dad was growing up there, it was a chicken farm. So they had a Stirtz hatchery.
Chickens, okay.
Yep. And, yeah, I just remember going out there as a kid on holidays and just out there on every weekend and just hopping in the combine. And I really wanted to be a farmer when I grew up. So.
All right. Perfect commercial for Iowa corn.
Yep.
So, the terrain is a little different in the middle of Kansas than it is in Iowa, right? I mean, it's wheat fields and flat terrain, but beautiful, beautiful farming country. So it's good to hear that you got some farm. Everybody has some farming in their history. All right, unrehearsed. Got 2 great shooters here. He won a world championship with the Bulls. Bobby went to a Final Four with the Hawkeyes. Bennett Stirtz has no equal, at least that I've seen so far.
Not at all.
You may see one Thursday night with Damon Lipsy,
Yeah.
but I want you two guys just talk about shooting for the next 2 minutes before we have to break. Bobby, what to you is a great shooter?
Well, not afraid to shoot it.
You got to get open.
You got to be aggressive.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to look for your shot, and Bennett does that nonstop. So when he's looking for that three-pointer, he's, as I mentioned earlier, he's pretty much unstoppable. You step behind that three-point line and fire it up there. So where'd you learn to shoot? I assume your father.
Yep, I was always around the gym. But the 2 cents I can give about shooting is, like, my first 2 years of college, I was afraid to shoot, like you said. And I think confidence is the biggest thing. Like, you always, as a college basketball player, you get the reps in and you practice. But it's always about, I think, the mindset. Like, you got to think it's going in, and you got to keep shooting and having that confidence.
Talk about the repetition. Do you have a certain set routine? Like guys do 500 shots a day or 300 shots from this wing, 400 from over here. Do you guys keep track of that?
Not really. I don't really get into all of that, but I just get on the gun pretty much every day and get as many shots up. And I think it's about feel for me. If I feel good about my shot and how it feels, and not if it's going in or not going in, I think that's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, when I played in the NBA with one of the all-time greats, John Stockton, he'd get in a little shooting slump, or I'd be in a slump every now and then, and we'd just get together and rebound for him and pass it, and just, we call it take the lid off the basket, just till you see that ball go through the net. And those are some good memories from back there hanging out with one of the greats of all time.
For sure.
John Stockton, yeah.
So give Bennett either a Karl Malone or a Michael Jordan story about putting the ball in the basket, what their approach was. I mean, Jordan, talk about confidence and having no fear.
Yeah, he's just going to try to destroy you.
Whether he's driving or
from you,
or pull up.
Yeah,
right?
Or playing cards or whatever it is. The guy's the ultimate winner. Yeah, he's almost obsessive with what he is. But it's everybody's different. I was lucky to play with Hall of Famers like that, but what they all have is the work ethic, Bennett. Put the time in, and if you don't put the time in, then you get whatever's going to come your way. But you put the time in, and you will find out that good things are going to happen a little bit easier than if you don't put the work in. So, all those guys, all those great players, all those NBA guys, everybody's in the gym pretty much all the time.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Hey, great to see you. Good luck on Thursday. Give us a key or two. Start of the game, obviously, is going to be huge.
Yep. I think the biggest key is just be ready to go, and it starts on the defensive end. We know it's going to be loud in there, and we just got to trust ourselves, stick together as a team, and trust the coaching staff at the game plan they give us. We'll be ready to go.
Well, Ben, B-Nut, Bennett, good luck. Go Hawks. Thanks for coming by, buddy.
I appreciate you guys.
Bennett Stirtz, you bet.
Thank you.
We'll see you in Ames at Hilton Coliseum. All right, when we come back, Coach McCollum is on board. We'll take a break, and we want you to join us on Facebook, on Twitter, on the U.S. Cellular text line. We'll give you those addresses again real quick before we take a break. On Twitter, at Gary Dolphin. On Facebook, at facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks. On the U.S. Cellular text line at 319-853-8344. Or email us your question to hawktalk@HawkeyeRadioNetwork.com. The Hawks and the Cyclones, 7 o'clock Thursday night here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. This is Hawk Talk with Coach McCullum at the Hyatt Regency from Learfield.
How do you become America's best-selling brand? Let's break it down. Innovative tech means smarter and safer driving. Intelligent all-wheel drive will keep you ready for anything. And built Ford tough trucks will always get the job done. Plus, come into your local Ford store today and get super low APR financing, big cash back, and great lease offers on Ford's full line of cars, trucks, and SUVs. That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand. Sales claim based on calendar year sales.
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first. We lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin, and if you want your home to be exceptionally comfortable during these cold Iowa winters and hot, humid summers, you need to turn to Dave Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Lennox has been serving Iowa consumers since 1895, when Dave Lennox built his first furnace in Marshalltown, and Lennox is still building its high-efficiency furnaces and air conditioners there today. For the best home comfort system you can buy, it's Lennox and your local Lennox dealer. Lennox and the Hawkeyes. Now there's a winning combination.
You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Corn can even fuel your drive to watch the Hawkeyes play when you choose Unleaded 88. It's a fuel that's cheaper, cleaner, and greener. Plus, it's homegrown, making Unleaded 88 the clear choice at the pump and totally worth the hype. So as you head to cheer on the Hawkeyes this season, don't just fuel up. Pump it up with Unleaded 88. Find Unleaded 88 at a station near you. Go to iowacorn.org/88.
We love it when the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if there's anyone who can appreciate building a legacy, it's John Deere. We've been growing our team since 1837, recruiting the best thinkers, doers, and makers to craft innovations that outpace the competition. Because whether it's cultivating the earth with a tractor or reshaping it with a 40-ton excavator, the machines we build are building America. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Can you think of anything that costs the same today as it did 10 years ago? There isn't much. That is, unless you're a Mid-American Energy customer. Thanks to all the renewable energy we're generating, our customers pay nearly the same rate for electricity today as they did back when we were all singing, "Call Me Maybe." And with Mid-American making even more investments in clean energy, you can count on enjoying those same affordable rates for the next decade. Now that's obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hawk Talk live from the Hyatt Regency in the Iowa River Landing. It looks beautiful for the holidays. It looks beautiful year-round in this little inlet next to the Iowa River, but especially with all the Christmas lights in Coralville and North Liberty and Tiffin and Iowa City and surrounding area. And Coach Ben McCullum joins us now. I'm sure you take a lot of time to look at the Christmas lights every night on your drive back to Solon.
Yeah, actually the trees, what road is that right over here?
What? Oh, you mean on First Ave?
Yes.
The strip, yeah.
Those are
the trees.
Those are cool. Decorated, yes. I have noticed that.
They are beautiful.
Yeah.
They look like street lights.
Yeah, absolutely. They look great. Yep.
And you know, they go by a couple of my favorite watering holes, so I notice those lights before I head home on Saturday or game night. Good to see you. Thanks for coming back for week 2. We didn't scare you away after week 1.
Yeah, they made me. It's part of my contract.
Okay.
Otherwise, there's no way. Well, the steak was so good that I ordered it again. So
you bet.
It's a heck of a deal.
Yeah, we're here to recommend the Hyatt Regency, right?
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
And we got Iowa corn here tonight. That grass-fed or corn-fed steak is very, very good, right, Jason? Both are available here at the Hyatt Regency. Yeah, what'd you get, a filet or?
No, I get the ribeye.
Oh, the ribeye.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah, no, my wife gets the filet.
Okay. Bobby, you get the porterhouse for one?
I had what he had.
Oh, okay.
I ate it for 3 days. Took it home, had it for breakfast, steak and eggs on Friday after our show. Yeah,
well, when he gets older like us, he'll learn to portion
it out.
That gigantic steak out. How about the young guy that was just sitting here, Bennett Stirtz? You got to be so proud of his development, of his commitment to the game itself, let alone your program, your style.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously a really good player. He didn't have a lot of offers or interest out of high school. Didn't have any Division I offers, and then ended up Division II and really developed his game. Developed it from, his freshman to sophomore year, and then sophomore obviously to junior year. Made a huge jump, and now, he goes from Division II a year ago essentially to playing in the Big Ten, and so it's quite the progression. It's very impressive. For him to be able to handle that and manage that from an emotional standpoint and just, off and on the floor, I don't think people realize how difficult that can be. He does a great job of that, and obviously he's a really good basketball player on top of it.
Ben, how does a kid like that who has blossomed now to be an All-American, how does he get overlooked coming out of high school? Is it just size or hadn't developed yet? Or you just have this great eye for talent?
Good question. We do trust our eyes. I will say that. We've always done that. So from a talent perspective, we really trust the evaluation that we have. I think when you get to this level, there's so much media attention and so much social media attention on a kid in 2028 and 29 that they get marked as the next good player. And so naturally as a coach, your eyes tend to go to that player and you don't evaluate. And then the AAU teams, the top AAU teams are already set. And so, you want to recruit a 4 or 5 star kid that isn't necessarily as good as Bennett, just because it's good for your fans and you think that it's going to make your job a little bit easier when ultimately your job is to win basketball games and obviously make a difference in kids' lives. So, I think we just trust our eyes. I think that I did go back because I was curious actually to see if I would have recruited him at Iowa out of high school. I actually don't think I would have. I do think I would have recruited him at Drake. I think he was that good just when I watched him. I'm like, yeah, there's no doubt. And then he probably would have developed into exactly what he is right now.
How big was he when you recruited him to Northwest Missouri? I mean, what were his numbers, his size?
Probably the same height, probably about 20, 25 pounds less, I would guess, somewhere in that range. Still bouncy, athletic.
He could shoot.
Yeah, could shoot. I think he shot 60% from the field in high school. His freshman year, he shot a high percentage. Had multiple triple doubles. Extremely tough. Won a lot of games. He was a good basketball player.
Coach, when you talk to these pro scouts that we see at these games, and we talk to them, and they're all really high on him. What are they asking you?
Yeah, they'll ask me just personality questions, which are easy to answer. Is he a competitor? Yeah, you go from D2 to the Missouri Valley to the Big Ten. I'd say you probably are a competitor. No concerns there. I actually think he'll be better the higher the level because, in college basketball, there's NBA has a legal defense. And there's rules against playing defense in the NBA. And to be quite honest, they call a lot of fouls. In college, they don't call as many fouls. And so, I think with space on the floor, with a lob threat, I think he's even better as a player than he is in even college.
Yeah, what I've told him, he's plug and play. You got a guy that's 22 years old, and you just put him in there. You need some help right here.
Yep.
Here's your guy.
I just heard you say they don't call a lot of fouls in college. So let's go to.
You know he was going to get on
that.
Here he
goes.
Let's go.
Here he goes. He's trying to bait me.
You wouldn't say
Let's
anything.
Hear this. Come on.
You clammed up Saturday on the post-game show.
Clammed up.
I tried.
I do clam up a lot.
I tried to get you to talk about. Not the officiating in particular, but the disparity in free throws.
But the foul calls.
Yeah, the foul calls.
Not the officiating, is it?
No, it has nothing to do with the officiating. Troy in Emmitsburg, thanks, Troy, for sending this in. Maryland shot 26 more free throws than us on Saturday. How did we still win with that kind of disparity from the charity stripe? Go Hawks. Thanks, Troy.
Well, they shot 28% in the second half, something along those lines. So when they did shoot it, they didn't make it. Which is helpful. And then when we shot it, we made it. So that was good. I thought our defense separated a little bit that second half. We weren't in our gaps as heavy. Had a few scout mistakes where guys drove to the dominant hand that they did. And then, that's kind of their game plan is they just drive into crowds and kind of just throw it up there and hope that you're not in legal guarding position. And if you're not in legal guarding position, then it's a foul. And then we gave up a couple of boards on free throws, which is painful. And it's just some of those things when you're restarting a program. There's discipline things that are going to show up like that on occasion because once again, what are we 5-6 months into this program with 12, 13 new guys? Regardless of if they're not new to me, they're new to each other and they're new to University of Iowa. And so it does take time, and some of those fouls are a result of just, some discipline things that we need to correct.
Now, coming out of Michigan State, you said, hey, we fouled too much. We can't foul as much. What did you like about Saturday, the complete package in the win over Maryland?
Yeah, and I don't know that we fouled a ton. It showed up like that at Michigan State. I probably thought we actually fouled more against against Maryland for the most part. But, what I liked was just our competitive nature. I think that so often we want to just anoint ourselves to a certain level, like, hey, we're just going to be great right then. And it just takes time. It's hard. Like I said in the post game the other day, it's hard to be good. It's hard to create that culture. It's hard to sustain the culture. It's hard to have a winning program in college basketball. It's just hard. And, it's not going to get any easier. And so our guys just need to continue to fight like they are.
Hawk Talk with Coach McCollum, Bobby Hansen, and yours truly, Gary Dolphin, is brought to you by U.S. Cellular as the official wireless partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes. U.S. Cellular reminds you that on game days, your hands are for cheering, not texting, because game days are built for the Hawks. U.S. Cellular, built for us, especially this holiday with all the extra traffic out there. Leave the phone on the dashboard or on the seat till you get parked, okay? Coach, before we go to break, Luke is in Storm Lake, a town close to your heart.
Well, that is my heart. That's where I'm from.
Absolutely.
I wonder what his last name is.
Luke doesn't. Well, we don't ask for last names, but Facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks. Luke, get back to us. What's your last name? I'll pass it along to Coach. But I thought he had a great question. No wonder he's from Storm Lake.
Yeah.
What is something in the box score that we as fans may not notice, but you and your staff recognize as significant or go to right away?
Yeah.
Great question.
That's a great question. I would say I don't go to a lot of the stats, to be perfectly honest. I probably look at percentages first and foremost from a box score perspective. From just an overall stat perspective, I would say offensive rebounding percentage, defensive rebounding percentage, but that doesn't show up in the actual box score itself. I would say one stat that probably shows up on ours is our turnover percentage against opponents, meaning I think we're top 5 in the country in turning people over, and we play a half-court man defense, and we've got good athletes, not elite athletes, and so I would say that's significant and unique. But there's, box scores for me is, stats only show you so much. They don't show you the whole picture, so I'm not a huge stat guy.
You're a huge film guy or a tape guy, almost 24/7, but I'm sure you've glanced at Iowa State, Purdue a couple times. What jumps out at you about last Saturday's game?
Well, Iowa State won by a lot.
They won.
Yeah.
They sure did.
They sure did. They're a good team. They don't have a lot of holes, if any. Defensively, they're fantastic. They get after you. They compete. They've got a great competitive spirit about them. They've got good leadership. They're obviously very, very connected. I think, so many people focus on their defense. Their defense has been good for a lot of years. I think their offense is considerably better than it's been in the past this season. They showed that against Purdue. They showed that a lot against a lot of different opponents. So they're a really good basketball team. I think, they've had some strong starts. I think last year they were number 3 in the country maybe when they played here. And I'm not sure what they are now, 2nd or 3rd, somewhere in that range. Maybe
they're top 5, I'm not sure.
Yeah. So they're good. I mean, they're every bit of that. They're as good a team as there is in the country.
And I know you understand the importance of point guard. I think it starts with Taman Lipsey. I mean, high school quarterback. The guy's a leader out there and just a spark plug. Your thoughts on Taman?
Yeah, early in his career, I'd watched them, and I thought he was a good player. I thought that, just from an offensive perspective, sometimes he's improved so much. Early on, I wouldn't have said from an offensive perspective he was that elite. As he's gotten older and even more mature, he's a good basketball player. He plays steady. He's excellent defensively. He's obviously very physical. He's good. He kind of makes them go, gives them a calming presence. And plays the right way. So he's going to be a tough one for us.
How about Chilovich? I mean, we've always known he can shoot. You got to get open to get shots. I mean, he's got that 6'8" frame. What is it about him that makes him so effective?
I'm not sure that he needs to be open, to be perfectly honest. He shoots some tough shots and makes some tough shots. It's just it's like all of a sudden he's shooting it and he makes it. And you're like, oh, man, that's a pretty difficult shot right there. He does that a lot. He's a good basketball player. And, again, their role definition is fantastic. And obviously he's probably their best just tough shot maker. And you always need a tough shot maker when things break down offensively. You know, he can just kind of go get you a bucket really quick. He's a good basketball player.
More coming up with Coach Ben McCullum with Bobby Hansen next on Hawk Talk here live from the Hyatt Regency. Don't forget they've got the holiday event of the year this weekend. This Saturday, bring the kids and the grandkids. The morning is full of holiday cheer with an expansive breakfast buffet, crafts, a keepsake ornament, and photo ops with Santa and Mrs. Claus. Tickets can be purchased through Eventbrite or visit watermillkitchen.com. We're brought to you tonight by Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They know that quality coverage takes a great team, and with a Wellmark individual and family health plan, you can choose from thousands of in-network providers. Score a great savings and find the right plan for you at wellmark.com/covered. And you heard from Jason Orr a little bit earlier. I want to thank Iowa Corn for their support of the Iowa Corn Cy-Hawk Series. Iowa Corn promotes honest, hard-working values that are uniquely Iowan. Thank you to Iowa's corn farmers who lead the nation in corn and ethanol production, feeding and fueling us all. Go to iowacorn.org, iowacorn.org to learn more on how corn grows Iowa. When we come back, we'll have a scoreboard update. We'll take a look at that new AP Top 25. The coach was talking about earlier. Where do the Cyclones rank this week as Iowa rolls into Ames on Thursday night? Actually, the women play there on Wednesday night. Game time is at 6. Thursday night, the Hawkeye men and the Cyclones collide at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock pregame show here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. We're coming back to Iowa City and the Hyatt Regency right after this pause. This is Hawk Talk with Coach McCullum from Learfield.
Despite the unshakable Iowa Corn Cy-Hawk rivalry, there is one thing Iowa State and University of Iowa fans can both agree on: getting hyped for unleaded 88. It's cleaner burning and better for your engine, and it's cheaper than other fuel options, making unleaded 88 the clear fuel choice. If Iowa Corn Cy-Hawk rivals can agree on it, you know it's worth the hype. So pump it up with unleaded 88, grown by Iowa corn farmers.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Iowa fans, with US Mode from US Cellular, you can keep your eye on the game, not on your screen. Whether you're inside the stadium, tailgating in the lots, or listening to the game at home, US Cellular wants you to focus on genuine connections with your family, friends, and fellow Hawkeye fans. That means at game time, you should do less growing and more cheering. So eliminate distractions and build connections by setting your phone to US Mode, because game day is for cheering on the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! US Cellular, built for us.
Flu season is here. Get your flu shot today at your local Hy-Vee pharmacy. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment is necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. That's right, a 20-cent fuel saver. Get your flu shot when it's convenient for you. Schedule online or just stop by your Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Help your family stay healthy. Get your flu shot and get a 20-cent fuel saver only at Hy-Vee. See store for details. Some restrictions apply.
Happy Honda Days are here. The best time to save on a certified pre-owned Honda at your local Honda dealer. See big savings on all certified pre-owned Honda cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Plus, you're Honda backed with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Every certified pre-owned Honda goes through a 182-point inspection and is reconditioned like new by factory-trained technicians with genuine Honda parts. To save on a certified pre-owned Honda, search your local Honda dealer today.
From the roar of the crowd to Carver cones, can't miss plays and heart-pounding finishes. There's something for everyone at an Iowa athletics event. Don't just hear about it or see the clip on your phone. Be part of it. Change up your routine and get your friends together for an Iowa athletics event. Make it a memorable one by visiting HawkeyeSports.com. Fire up the fight song, cue the victory polka, and experience what it means to be a Hawkeye on Iowa, and go Hawks. Welcome back to Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Ben McCullum. We'll get back to Coach in about 5 minutes here. First off, we're going to give you the AP, the new Associated Press top 25. Well, not all 25, but certainly the top 10. Iowa State is ranked 4th, up 6 spots from last week. Arizona is still number 1. Michigan is number 2. Both are 8-0. Third-ranked Duke is 10-0. Then it's the Cyclones. UConn, Connecticut is 5th. Purdue dropped to 6th from 1. Houston is ranked 7th, followed by Gonzaga, Michigan State 9, and BYU is 10th. Illinois is up to 13th, trailing Louisville and Alabama. Louisville, Alabama are 11 and 12, followed by the Illini, North Carolina, Vanderbilt, Texas Tech, Arkansas, Florida, Kansas, and Tennessee. That's your top 20 right there. College basketball tonight, not a whole lot going on, but a couple of scores of interest. Kansas State leads Mississippi Valley 55-21. That's at halftime down in Manhattan. And Texas has a 20-point lead on Southern University at halftime. Of course, if you haven't heard, and I'm not sure why you haven't, but Iowa's going bowling again. It's going to be the ReliaQuest Bowl. That's the old Outback Bowl. It'll be the 7th trip to Tampa for Kirk Ferentz and his Iowa Hawkeyes on New Year's Eve day. And that's the first game out of the gate. We'll be on the air. We'll be up early that morning, New Year's Eve morning, at 9 o'clock with our pregame coverage, 11 o'clock for the kick as the Hawkeyes take on Diego Pavia and that outstanding Vanderbilt Commodore team that finished 10-2. Vanderbilt's 2 losses on the year were to Alabama and Texas. They lost at Texas 34-31, and Alabama thumped them by a couple touchdowns. But you get the picture. This Vanderbilt team is really, really good on both sides of the line of scrimmage. So it's the Hawkeye defense against what will no doubt be a Heisman Trophy candidate finalist, quarterback Diego Pavia. And as of showtime tonight, he was planning on playing in that game. And we'll start at Raymond James Stadium again on New Year's Eve morning at 9 a.m. with our kickoff scheduled for 11. NFL Stadium, it's a great sight line to call a game from. It's a great stadium to play a game. You look out the back window, and there's a George M. Steinbrenner New York Yankee spring training complex. It's a great area. If you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. But it's Ybor City. It's the great beach party. So if you're thinking about going, go because it's not the Rose Bowl trip, but it's pretty doggone close in terms of entertainment and variety of restaurants and great watering holes and a great city. Tampa's a great city. So we'll see you down in Tampa. If not, please tune us in on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Hawk Talk with head basketball coach Ben McCullum is brought to you by our friends at University of Iowa Healthcare. Here for you no matter where you are, anywhere in the state of Iowa. UIHC, changing medicine and changing lives. For all of Iowa and beyond, visit uihealthcare.org. And by Summit Ag, the Summit Agricultural Group, committed to Iowa and adding value to Iowa products, including beef, hogs, corn, and ethanol. This is Iowa Corn in the Cyhawk Series Week with Iowa and Iowa State. And Summit Agricultural Group is such a vital ingredient to everything farming in the state of Iowa. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification right now. 10-second ID break here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. You're listening to Hawk Talk with Coach McCullum from Learfield. And we're back. Thanks for tuning in on our flagship stations, WHO in Des Moines and WMT in Cedar Rapids, and 55 other stations around the Hawkeye Radio Network. All right, when we come back, Coach McCullum rejoins us. We'll go to Facebook. We'll go to Twitter. We'll go to your email and U.S. Cellular text line questions. All ahead on Hawk Talk with Coach McCullum from the Hyatt Regency in Coralville. Back in a minute.
Tournament Club of Iowa, designed by golf legend Arnold Palmer. TCI is his only signature course in the state. TCI is a public course offering a challenging yet enticing experience for golfers of all levels and is managed by Kaler Golf. Cap off your round with breathtaking views and a delicious meal at the TCI Bar and Grill. Looking for a unique setting for your wedding party or outing? Look no further than the newly renovated clubhouse at TCI. Visit tcofiowa.com to book your tee time today.
Attention Hawkeye fans, Big Grove is proud to be an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Whether you're at the game or watching from home, Big Grove has got you covered. Enjoy an easy Eddie from the stands or visit them for every Hawkeye game at any of their 4 convenient Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, or Solon. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! Big Grove Brewery, an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first. We lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Unwind in style at Riverside Casino and Golf Resort, where luxury and excitement come together. Tee off on a world-class golf course, savor gourmet dining, and enjoy premier entertainment and amenities that are second to none. Feeling lucky? Hit the slots or try your hand at our table games. There's always action on the floor. Whether you're here to relax, play, or indulge, Riverside offers more than just a getaway. It's an unforgettable experience. Visit Riverside Casino and Resort.com to learn more.
You asked for all the extreme internet performance at an all-in price, and we listened. Get 1 gig internet with a 2-year price lock and everything included. Unlimited data for non-stop streaming, powerful Wi-Fi for enhanced coverage, built-in online threat protection, and internet equipment. All for just $65 a month for 2 years. It's the extreme 1 gig internet deal you asked for. Call 844-4FASTER or visit extreme.com for details. Offer available to new customers only. Price doesn't include one-time charges, tax, and government fees.
Get ready, Hawkeye fans. New head coach Ben McCullum and the Iowa men's basketball team are ready to hit the hardwood. He's working hard into the corner. Catch, hits a 3. Oh, talk about catch and shoot. Carver Hawkeye Arena is heating up. Witness the electrifying plays in person and be a part of the roaring Carver crowd. Take in all the action happening at Carver Hawkeye Arena by visiting HawkeyeSports.com on Iowa, and go Hawks. And we're back with the head coach of the Hawkeyes, Ben McCullum. Thank you all for coming out tonight, live audience, and certainly thank you for tuning in on the Hawkeye Radio Network or on any of the social media platforms. Thank you, Mediacom, and our Hawkeye YouTube channel. Mediacom, by the way, you can watch our show on Mediacom Channel 22 on 822. Jeff, India, and Michael at the controls. Coach, let's go right back to Facebook for you, and then we'll take a few off Twitter, but I like this one from Dave out in West Liberty over by the Quad Cities. Congrats on your first Big Ten win, Coach. Nice to see a big crowd again in Carver. If you had to name one of your favorite opponents' arenas to play in, what would it be and why?
Well, I've only played in one so far. So Breslin. I mean, the arena's really cool. I mean, it's vertical. The students are right on the court,
on top of you.
And to be quite honest, the people from East Lansing, all the donors and stuff, are still essentially just as close as they would be in Carver. To be honest, because that lower circle is full of students, and so it makes for quite the atmosphere. Obviously, so I haven't been anywhere else, so I don't really know. That would probably be the one.
Well, how about when you went around the Valley? Was there
UNI's was really nice.
The McLeod Center.
Yep,
it's great.
Yep, and it was completely full when we played them. I think it was for the conference championship, or still had 3 games left, but that gym was by far and away the best.
Rick is in Ankeny on Facebook. Have you found a go-to lineup yet, or are you still experimenting based on matchups? Well, I think it's the latter, isn't it?
Yeah, we still experiment a little bit based on matchups. Obviously, part of that is who's ready to go, what kind of lineup are they playing. Ultimately, you'd like to get a level of versatility with your lineups, and that's just comes with time. That comes with recruiting. That comes with years in the program, I guess. And so, ultimately, we're still pretty matchup driven in regards to that.
One more on Facebook at facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks. Nate in Iowa Falls. Which player has made the biggest jump, Coach, from summer workouts to now, or players?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them have made massive jumps. Obviously, Cooper Koch. I think early on it was a little bit rough for him, and then he figured it out. I mean, he just kept fighting. Obviously, Tate Sage, as a freshman, he comes in and he doesn't play like a freshman. Those two would probably be the ones that have made the biggest jumps throughout this summer.
Bobby and I were raving about Tate, well, before Saturday, but certainly after Saturday, and it's good to see Joey Mattione out there. Trevin Urach continues to improve, but what did you see in Tate Sage when you recruited him at Drake?
Yeah, I obviously he's just 6'7" frame. He's long, he can shoot. He's won his entire career, and he's played with other good players. And so when you come to college, a lot of times you get a guy that averages 26 points a game. It isn't always a good thing because they don't know how to play with other good players. And he does, and he knows how to win. I probably didn't expect him to be this good this early, to be perfectly honest, but we started to notice he was more of a guard than we originally expected. We thought he was more of like a 4 in high school, and then he came in and it's like, no, he's like more of a 2 guard. And, a 6'7" in the Big Ten is exactly what you need to be able to compete in this league.
Yeah, and thank you. Thank you. The kid I like is Isaiah Howard. I've seen him in the hallways of the hotel and just chatting with him. What a gentleman. I mean, he's yes, sir, no, sir. And then to see him down in Palm Springs break loose with the 3-point shot was encouraging.
Yeah, he's a good player. Obviously, he comes from Plattsburgh, Missouri, maybe a 1A school. I think he averaged 100 points a game or something like that. No, not that many, but it felt like it. We recruited him at Northwest, and we thought we had him, to be perfectly honest. And then he ended up going or not going, but committed to North Dakota State, and then ended up coming to Drake with us. So he's one that, again, was completely under-recruited. No one really knew about him. And, he's a good player. I mean, he's a Big Ten starter, in my opinion. And he's still only a sophomore, which is even better.
And, Coach, all the guys you brought, Tavian Banks and Cam Manuel, all those guys, I mean, it was like, wow, those guys are Big Ten players. I mean, they're ready to go. They're junkyard dogs. They get after you. They might be a little bit undersized, but they got huge hearts.
Yeah, they know what they are. I think that's the biggest thing is, I think, again, starting off, you have to create a culture. You have to, create some toughness. You have to have guys that want to be here, that want to, be a part of the University of Iowa, and those guys are, are they perfect? No. But does anybody have a perfect team right now? Not really. And so it's just one of those things that I think those guys are Big Ten players. I think they're tough. They're physical. They've shown it. They showed it against Maryland, who I thought was really, really talented. And they just haven't put it all together quite yet. So that's the benefit of having guys that you've coached for at least a year, I guess, and then also guys that want to fight and compete consistently, and they do that.
Coach, let's switch over to Twitter at Gary Dolphin. Kenny is in Mexico, Missouri. Kenny, thank you for checking in. Just want to wish you good luck, Coach, against Iowa State. Tell you how much the fans appreciate you. And for me, the post-game lap around Carver by the players thanking the fans for coming is such a tremendous tradition that you've started. When did you create it? Thank you, Kenny. Yeah, we're noticing that Saturday.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of accidentally did it. We went down, we got done shaking hands, and I wanted to thank all those students. And so I was like, well, I better go thank these students, and I should have my players thank the students. And then all of a sudden, it just kind of turned into a lap. And so
that's good.
Then I'm like, well, this is kind of cool. So we just continued it, and it seems to work out pretty good with wins. Obviously, that's what we've done at home so far, knock on wood. So hopefully we continue down that path.
Yeah, plain and simple. Thank you, Kenny in Mexico, Missouri. Taylor on Twitter, hey, Coach, we'll be in Des Moines on December 20th for the Bucknell game. Any plans to play a power team in Des Moines? Would love to come out each year and cheer for you guys on in Des Moines, especially given your Drake background. Either way, it's a great arena. Wells Fargo. Well, it's not Wells. It's Casey's. Casey's Arena, yeah. Any chance that, regardless of who you're playing, that it might be an annual or at least a semi-annual? Are you giving up a home game?
No. Well, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I mean, I guess you technically do, but you have to buy those home games.
You got the home crowd, yeah, for sure.
So this game was in the works. This was done before I got here. Like, some of these games were scheduled already. They actually had SLU scheduled originally. And Josh is a good friend of mine. It's just not ever very fun to play a friend in a real game. Scrimmages, I love playing friends because, you can just kind of go in. You don't really scout them. You just go play. But real games are just not very much fun. So we're like, hey, let's cancel this thing. And then we had to find an opponent. So to answer your question, though, yes. I think we're actually actively looking for one for next year. And I think we're close to getting one. So we'll find out, if we're able to get that finished.
All right, so stay tuned, Taylor. Brian is in Burlington. Welcome home to Iowa City, Coach. Love the style of play that you employ. Wondering who were your mentors or influences growing up in deciding to have a career in coaching? Keep up the great work. Thanks, Brian.
Yeah, I would say from a coaching perspective, growing up, I mean, it was a lot of my youth coaches. I grew up with for part of my life with a single mother. And so, you'd go to your practices and a lot of your male influence came from a lot of my youth coaches. And they were super patient with me. I fancy myself as very, very competitive. Back then it was probably more one of the kids that no one wanted to coach type competitive.
You?
Yeah,
come on.
Surprising, I know. But they were super patient with me. It was more just I just couldn't handle the competitive. Like, I was so competitive. I was shockingly competitive, and so they were help me kind of dial that in. After that, it was probably my old head coach, Steve Tapmeyer at Northwest Missouri State, one of the best coaches I've ever been around, if not the best. Developing culture, developing toughness, developing defense, et cetera, et cetera. Taught me a lot of that stuff that I still use today.
Good question, though. We appreciate that. Let me pick out one more here before I get Bobby in here. Boy, these are all really good questions.
Well, those are basketball ones, too, which is fantastic.
They are. I'm looking. I had my eye on one here. Bobby, you got something you can throw, Coach, while I find the question I was looking for?
Same question I asked him postgame. Alvaro Polgares just can't be in the right spot. Or you said you were going to look at some tape. Is he fouling? Is he not fouling? Is he just a recipient of some tough luck?
50-50, gets himself out of position a little bit. And then a couple of them were just, kind of those gentle, they're fouls, but they're ones that are just like, can we pass on those or not, kind of deal. But, it's a tricky one. He's just got to eliminate the obvious fouls, probably, the ones that are just like, okay, don't do that there. And I think that might help. And then those other ones that are just like, ooh, that was a tough call, then those ones, aren't as impactful. I don't know. It's hard to tell. They're kind of 50-50 calls, but they are fouls, to answer your question. It's just a matter of like, okay, so where's the threshold for a foul and not a foul?
All right, I found what I was looking for, Coach. Dave in the Quad Cities. Coach, how do you decide, and by the way, he's on Twitter at Gary Dolphin, Coach, how do you decide when to push in transition versus slowing things down to run half-court actions?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately you want to play a little bit faster to be able to score in transition. I don't think your tempo numbers are that important because a lot of that's dictated by your defense as well. But I do think getting easy opportunities in transition, whether it's layups or kick-out threes, as long as you're playing 5-on-4, 4-on-3, 3-on-2, 2-on-1, I think a lot of times people play fast to play fast, and they just take quick shots to take quick shots. It's not really a rhyme or reason as to why they're doing it. And so you just have to be careful to make sure that, there's a reason for you pushing the tempo, pushing the pace, rather than just trying to shoot a quick shot. And so we're still trying to find that balance consistently. Obviously, the more shooting you have, the faster you can play. And so if we have a shooting lineup, then you can play a little bit faster. If you don't have as much shooting, obviously, you probably got to work the clock a little bit more.
All right, one more before we take a break with Coach McCollum on Hawk Talk here at the Hyatt Regency. Let's go to the U.S. Cellular text line at 319-853-8344. Patrick's in Quincy, Illinois, where Ben is familiar with. Brendan Hawson is becoming one of my favorite players to watch when he's on the floor. Coach, why didn't he play on Saturday against Maryland? Is he injured?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like those are tricky questions because sometimes, at this level and any level, to be perfectly honest, he's not injured, to answer your question. At this point, he was injured this summer, so he's had that. I think it's probably just, based on matchups. It's probably based on who's playing well. It's probably based on a variety of things. I think this level is tricky because when you, for lack of a better way to say it, when you over-ask that question, I think what happens is it starts to impact the kid a little bit. Like if it's one of those things that it's constant. It's like, well, why isn't he this? Why isn't he this? And it's like, like the kids, Brendan's awesome. He's got a great attitude. He fights. He competes. He's fighting for the time that he needs. He does those things. I do think he's going to win us basketball games. And so it's really not that much to read into necessarily. Outside of, Tate's playing well. Some of those guys are playing really well. But there's nothing wrong with him. There's nothing wrong. I do think that he's going to play throughout this season. I do think he's going to win us some games, and I do think he's helped us win games, simply because of his attitude in practice and his toughness and those sort of things. We look forward to good things from him.
Good answer. Yeah,
I remember him last year.
Terrific young guy.
At Hilton with K-State. He lit him up. I think
Absolutely.
He had like 30 or something. Like, who is that guy?
Yeah,
he can definitely shoot it.
From deep.
All right, there you go, Patrick, in Quincy, Illinois. What's Quincy College? Great basketball
Michael
school.
Payne.
Yeah, that's right.
Great
Michael Payne was from
came
Quincy.
From Quincy. Yep.
Quincy. Cheryl Hanks, who was a Hall of Fame coach at Quincy College back in the great NAIA days. NAIA is still around, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay.
I know NAIA.
Great basketball.
Yeah.
All right. Hyatt Regency, that's where we're at tonight on Hawk Talk with Coach McCullum. We're here each and every week, mostly on Monday nights. There'll be a few Wednesday or Tuesday shows based on a 30 to 35 game basketball schedule. It's a lot different than football, but we'll be here once a week. Come on out and catch us live. Certainly, we appreciate you tuning in on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Start New Year's Eve off with a special dinner at the Watermill Kitchen and Bar located right here in the Iowa River Landing. Choose from prime rib or a half a rack of lamb, paired with your choice of side, a starter, a dessert, and a glass of wine or champagne. Just $100 a person. Reserve your seat on Open Table or visit watermillkitchen.com. Let me repeat that menu. Perfect. Prime rib or a half rack of lamb, paired with your choice of side, a starter, dessert, and a glass of wine or champagne. Just $100 a person here at the Hyatt Regency in the Iowa River Landing. Hyatt Regency in the Watermill Kitchen and Bar. Back with more of your questions and comments for Coach McCullum next on Hawk Talk from Learfield.
Dives for lunch.
The Juicy Lucy. Essentially, it's a burger, but with cheese on the inside.
James Beard Award winners for dinner.
French technique, but Midwestern ingredients.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
How do you become America's best-selling brand? Let's break it down. Innovative tech means smarter and safer driving. Intelligent all-wheel drive will keep you ready for anything. And built Ford tough trucks will always get the job done. Plus, come into your local Ford store today and get super low APR financing, big cash back, and great lease offers on Ford's full line of cars, trucks, and SUVs. That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand. Sales claim based on calendar year sales.
Iowa fans, with US Mode from US Cellular, you can keep your eye on the game, not on your screen. Whether you're inside the stadium, tailgating in the lots, or listening to the game at home, US Cellular wants you to focus on genuine connections with your family, friends, and fellow Hawkeye fans. That means at game time, you should do less growling and more cheering. So eliminate distractions and build connections by setting your phone to US Mode, because game day is for cheering on the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! US Cellular, built for us.
Time now for the Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield Health Coverage Report. Let's take a look at the numbers. When you enroll in a Wellmark individual or family health plan, you choose from thousands of in-network providers. And you're teaming up with Iowa's #1 health insurance company. We know healthcare in Iowa. Score great coverage from Wellmark. Find the plan that's best for you at wellmark.com/covered. Enrollment ends January 15th.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Unwind in style at Riverside Casino and Golf Resort, where luxury and excitement come together. Tee off on a world-class golf course, savor gourmet dining, and enjoy premier entertainment and amenities that are second to none. Feeling lucky? Hit the slots or try your hand at our table games. There's always action on the floor. Whether you're here to relax, play, or indulge, Riverside offers more than just a getaway. It's an unforgettable experience. Visit riversidecasinoandresort.com to learn more.
In Minnesota, we don't hide from winter. We embrace it. When there's a nip in the air, we take on the trails. For every layer you wear, there's a new experience waiting for you.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Talk wrapping up week 2 with Iowa basketball coach Ben McCullum. Live each week from 7 until 8:30. We'd love to have you out here at the Hyatt Regency with us, enjoying the fine meals, the entrees, or perhaps you're just in for a burger or a salad or soup. Coach has just been attacking that ribeye steak here for the last few minutes.
I'm not attacking it anymore. I attacked it.
It's a dead soldier?
It is a dead soldier.
Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Well, you left the bone anyway.
No, that's fat.
That's okay.
Gristle, yeah.
Got to get your protein, man.
I know. Huh? That's right.
I know you really endorse the ribeye here, don't you?
I endorse the ribeye and the Brussels sprouts, and the salad's actually really good.
Really is. Yeah.
It's hard to
Have you had
a salad, but it's
corn
really
chowder?
I haven't yet.
Oh, it's outstanding.
It's really good.
It's
I can certainly do that.
Take a gob of it home and have it tomorrow. Iowa and Iowa State coming up Thursday night. Join us for our pregame coverage at 6 o'clock here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Tip goes at 7. The 4th-ranked Iowa State Cyclones. The Hawks, by the way, are one outside the 25. They'd be rated 26th this week. So it's a top, let's just call it a top 25 matchup. I know Ben's worried about that, but he won't lose any sleep. Let's conclude our final question of the night on Facebook. Coach Ryan says Iowa State is big, long, and aggressive on defense, Coach. It almost looks like there's 6 guys on the floor for them. How do you combat that? Do you also see the need to recruit out of the portal big, thick-bodied guys that can bang in the Big Ten with all the other big bodies in the conference that you're now in? Well, we've talked about going out and finding big men, but you always better take your checkbook with you.
Yeah, second question for sure. I think there's a level of length that goes with this level. And then I think there's a level of just strength where you just have bigger, stronger guys. Part of that is you have to have a program for 2-3 years to be able to develop that strength. Because if you look at their roster, it's Taman Lipsey, it's
Jefferson.
Yep, Jefferson. Now he came from St. Mary's. He's been there a year. Obviously, they got the kid from France. Yep. I was going to try to not pronounce his name.
Oh,
that's better for you to pronounce it for me.
I'd love to bail you out on that.
That was good. I knew
Buchanan.
I knew he was number 22. And Buchanan's from Virginia, a really good program as well. He's not from Virginia originally, but a good program. All those guys have been coached. All those guys have been there for quite a while, and have gotten bigger and stronger and whatnot. And so, yes, to answer that question, the first one.
Well, the first part, the Iowa State's big.
How do you
long.
combat that?
Yeah.
You run good offense, really. There's a few
Don't turn it over.
Yeah, there's a few things that you have to do to be able to flatten them a little bit and spread them out. Do some variety of different things to. Punish that. Obviously, they're a unique defensive style where they force baseline pretty heavy, called the side defense. The side defense is really tricky to go against early in the season. That's why you see such strong starts from them, because it's such a unique defense. Most offenses aren't ready to go against that this early in the season just because it's so tricky.
There you have the Midwest One scouting report on Iowa State with Coach McCollum. Thanks to Midwest One Bank, the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye men's basketball. Midwest One Bank is the proud partner of doers and entrepreneurs. Our teams are ready to help you reach your business goals. It's empowered money management. It's Midwest One Bank, member FDIC. Thanks to Midwest One for being a presenting sponsor of Iowa Hawkeye basketball. Well, Coach, we'll see you over in Ames. All the best. Look forward to the game. It's always a great week, Iowa Corn and the Cyhawk series. Your experience in that the first time through, but it's combat.
Let's do it.
Get after
I love it.
Good to see you. Thanks, Ben. Bobby, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Phil.
And thanks to our friends at Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They know that quality coverage takes a great team, and that's Wellmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. We'll see y'all Thursday night over in Ames, and next week on Hawk Talk with Coach McCullum, live from the Hyatt Regency here in Coralville. Good night, everybody.
Live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency in Coralville. This has been Hawk Talk with Coach Ben McCullum. Brought to you by Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. By your local Ford dealers. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Your Iowa John Deere dealers. John Deere loves to see the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if anyone can appreciate building a legacy, it's Deere. Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Made right here in Iowa since 1895. Mediacom, home of extreme and 1 gig internet speeds. Mid-American Energy. Mid-American Energy is proud to deliver affordable, reliable energy to you all season long. Midwest One Bank is the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye men's basketball. Midwest One, small enough to care, big enough to deliver. Member FDIC. Honda. To see how Honda crushes the competition, see your local Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest. Shelter Insurance. The ball is in your court. Visit shelterinsurance.com to find an agent who can help you with your auto, home, and life insurance needs. Also brought to you by University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. And by U.S. Cellular, the official wireless partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes. U.S. Cellular, built for us. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.